Hello children, I'm your English ma'am speaking. Happy come up with this interesting topic in a nutshell. What is the meaning for the word in a nutshell? Children, do you know? I'm sorry, it is not a word, it is phrase. It is used to indicate that something in a very brief way. Okay children, we want to summarize something in a few words. It will be to make a long story in a short form. Okay, so that is the meaning for the word in a nutshell. Now, here is a character sketch of this lesson. First character is Ranbir, a small boy, and goblins and elves, a draft-like creature. Wizard of dentistry, an old person who has magical power. In this story, we are going to travel with these characters. Now, here is a pep activity for you to boost up your brain, children. Did you know that eating carrots is good for your eyesight? Draw lines to match the given words to the body parts that they are said to be good for. Now, ginger. Do you know ginger is good for which part of our body, children? Yes, ginger is good for our stomach. Carrot is good for our eyes. Walnut is good for our brain. How did you match the pictures of the two columns? In what way are these foods good for the body parts? Ginger. It cures the stomach diseases. If we have any digestion problem, it helps to cure our stomach. And carrot, which contains vitamin A, which is good for our eyesight. So we are taking carrot every day. Next, walnut. It is good for our brain. It improves our memory power. Okay children. Next, here is a story. Ranbir and the Wizard of Dentistry. Ranbir was a smart boy. He liked reading stories about fairies, goblins and elves. However, he was very fussy about food. He disliked most fruits and vegetables and never ate them. He also did not brush his teeth regularly. It is a story of a small boy. The boy name was Ranbir. He liked reading stories. He likes only the fairy tales, which is very interesting and very cute stories also. However, goblins and elves. What is the meaning for goblins, children? Draft-like creatures, usually very naughty. So when you see the movie, you can see the small size of creatures. So it seems to be naughty also. Elves. Creatures in folk tales with pointed ears and having magical powers. Have you seen the Seven Drafts? Yes, it is a story. You can see so many small size of creatures which has pointed ears. The ears are very big and they have the magical powers too. However, he was very fussy about food. Fuzzy means, what is the meaning for fuzzy? Requiring or giving close attention to the decorative food, which means pizza, junk food. And he did not like the healthy foods. He disliked most fruits and vegetables and never ate them. He also did not brush his teeth regularly. So, he did not brush his teeth. He did not eat the fruits which contains healthy and vitamins. One day, Ranbir woke up suddenly. He found that one tooth that had been hurting. had fallen out. He took it in his hand. As he was looking at it, there was a bright flash of light outside his window. He looked up to find a beautiful fairy hovering outside with shiny wings. One night. So what happened to Ranveer? Suddenly he woke up in night. He found one of his tooth has been fallen out. He took his tooth in his hand. As he was looking, a flash of light appears outside his window. Do you know who it may be? A beautiful fairy hovering. What is the meaning for hovering, children? Hovering, which means it seems to be the tooth fairy. See, hovering his wings and a flash of light on its body. Yes, Harry seems to be very happy to see that beautiful angel. It's supposed like an angel. The fairy is supposed like an angel. Do you like fantasy stories, children? Can you name some of the books which you have read? A beautiful tooth fairy. And fantasy stories. What do you mean by fantasy stories? Fantasy, which means imaginary stories. In that story, we can see so many imaginary creatures. Some fantasy stories are here. The Golden Peacock, Edward's 5-Day Adventure, Lily, The Little Mermaid, The Sky Island. So these are known as fantasy stories. These are known as imaginary stories. It seems to be very, very attractive, and it creates interest in the children to read those books. The fairy had a wand in her hand that she kept waving around. Do you know what is a wand? It is a magical stick. It's waving. Whenever it's waving, you can see the magical things appears in front of the fairy. Now, hello, I am the Tooth Fairy. The fairy is introducing herself. I have come to take away your fallen tooth, she said. What will you do with it? Ranveer asked the fairy with great surprise and curiosity. Usually, we are in that position. What you will do? We are asking the same question to the fairy. What you will do with that? The same thing the boy also asking. Then, I will check if you have looked after it by brushing it properly. If you have, I will gift you a new tooth in its place, she replied. See, what's the fairy is trying to say? He wants to check its tooth. And if he brushes his tooth in a proper way, he will gift another set of tooth to the boy. A new tooth to the boy, she replied. Curiosity. What is the meaning for curiosity? A strong desire to learn about something. So when we are eager in something, we have this curiosity. The fairy took the tooth from the Ranveer and looked at it closely. Oh, I can see that you have not been brushing your teeth regularly. I will now have to take you to the wizard of dentistry. What fairy is telling? Ranveer did not brush his teeth properly, so he wants to teach Ranveer a lesson. So he takes Ranveer to the wizard. Do you know who is wizard? A person who has a magical powers. Now the story seems to be very interesting. Let me see what will happen, children. Ranveer was worried and scared. He knew he had been careless with taking care of his teeth. The fairy waved her wand. A horse with wings magically appeared in the room. Who do you think would be the wizard of dentistry? Let me wait and see who it will be. A fairy is taking the boy to the wizard with a beautiful horse which has wings to fly in the sky. It seems to be a unicorn. Have you seen the unicorn, children? Yes, in so many stories we can see the unicorn. It is known as a flying horse. Ranbir is supposed to sit on the flying horse and is ready to see the wizard. Ranbir hopped onto the back of the magical horse. He and the fairy flew into the dark night. The fairy took him to a giant cave that had a glittering golden door. What is the meaning for glittering, children? It is shining, a shining golden door. A fairy took Harry into a giant cave. Giant means a huge cave. Okay, both of them flying in the dark night. You may now enter the cave of dentistry, she said. Ranbir entered the cave consciously. They walked through the winding paths in the dimly lit cave. Glittering, which means shining, winding, twisting and turning. So once he entered into the cave, it is winding paths. The path is full of twisting and turnings. Suddenly a magical cloud floated before them. "I am the wizard of dentistry," said a loud voice from inside the cloud. The cloud then slowly turned into a tall old man dressed in a green robe. He had a thick, bushy beard. He wore gold glasses and a hat with a bell on it, which went tinkle, tinkle every time he moved his head. See, once he entered into the cave, he found a magical cloud floating before them, and from that cloud it becomes a huge man, which means an old man, and his name is known as Wizard of Dentistry. And here they are describing the person, how he looks. He's a old man who dressed in a green robe and has a beard. A beard is very thick and bushy. He wore gold glasses and a hat with a bell on it. You can see the hat here, children, and in the edge of the hat you can see the bell. So, and the bell says twinkle twinkle whenever he moves his head. Now we can see the remaining part in the next session, children. You are very eager what the Wizard of Dentistry will say to the boy. Let me see in the next part. Now you can see the word wall in this lesson. Goblins. 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 Apes. Elves. Apes. Fuzzy. Fussy. Fuzzy. Repeat these words after me, children. Flash. 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 Hovering. 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 Fairy. 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 Surprise. 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 Curiosity. 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 Dentistry. 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 Float. 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 Wizard. 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 Worried. 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 Magic. 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 Glittering. 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 Winding. Winding. Giant. Giant. Vegetables. 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 Fruits, F-R-U-I-T-S, fruits. Beard, B-E-A-R-D, beard. Loud, L-O-U-D, loud. Now we can see the meanings. Goblins, draft-like creatures, usually very naughty. Apes, creatures in folk tales with pointed ears and having magical powers. Flash, sudden and brief burst of light. Hovering, staying in one place in air by moving wings rapidly. Curiosity, a strong desire to learn about something. Wizard, a person who has magical powers. Glittering, shining. Winding, twisting and turning. So thank you so much, children. Learn the meanings and word vault from this lesson. Okay, children, meet you in the next class.